Good morning, everyone. This is Mrs. Padmashri from SNS College of Engineering, Coimbatore. So today I am going to explain the continuation of my previous video, EM algorithm. So what is an EM algorithm? The primary goal of EM algorithm, expectation maximum algorithm, is to use the available observed data of the dataset to estimate the missing data of the latent variable. As I already explained in my previous EM algorithm video, we have two variables, observed and unobserved. Observed variables or the variables that we can predict the values of the variable. Unobserved variables or the variables that we are not able to predict it. It is also called as latent variable. So EM algorithm is going to analyze those unobserved variables and it is going to optimize the parameter values of those variables in order to make the expectation maximization, which means increase the values of the parameters and improve the performance of the algorithm, right? So this is the main primary goal of EM algorithm. Then use that data or data type to update the values of parameters that is happening in that is two steps are there, right? As we discussed in the previous algorithm video, the first is E step, the next is M step. E step is called as expectation or estimation step and M step is called as maximization step. So the input we have to send from E to M. Okay, E the E, the data will be present in E, then the variables will be analyzed and it is sent to M. M will maximize the parameters value and then again it will send back to E. So this will be as a loop. It will continue throughout until we obtain the convergence values. So what is that convergence? I mean to say what is convergence in EM algorithm. Convergence is defined as a specific situation in the probability based on intuition. So example we can say there are two random variables that have very less difference in their probability. That variables of probability are called as converged. In the other words, whenever the values of given variables are matched with each other, it is called as a convergence value. Okay, the main steps involved in EM algorithm is completely it is having four steps. First, initialization step, expectation step, maximization step, and convergence step. These steps are explained here in the form of flowchart. See, whenever we start the algorithm, we have start, then initialize the values of those variables. The variables will be sent to the next step, which is called as expectation step. So, expectation step, what is going on in the expectation step? The very first step is to initialize parameter values. So, expectation, see the starting is initialization of the values. So, very first step, initialize the parameter values. Then the system will be provided with incomplete observed data. Okay, with the assumption that the data will be obtained from the specific model. So that is the initialization, this first step. So after the initialization, we will be moving on to the expectation step. What is the expectation step? Also called as E step, used to estimate or guess the values of missing data. Guess the values of missing or incomplete data using the observed data. So E step primarily it updates the variable. A variable updation is happening in the E step. Okay, it estimates the value of the missing or incomplete data. So then the next will be third step is a maximization. I'll again go back and I'll show you. This is the maximization step. So after that we will check whether the variables are converged or not. If the variables are not converged, no, then again it has to go back to the second step called expectation, where we will be finding the values of the missing variables. then maximize those variables, send it back whether it is converged or not. So it will continue until we get the values converged. Yes, then stop the flowchart. So stop the algorithm. Okay, the third step is maximization step, M step. We use complete obtain the data which is from the second step and update the parameter values. It updates the hypothesis. Simply the M step is doing the updation of the parameter values. Then the next step, as I said, it will check whether the values are converged or not. If yes, then stop the process, or if no, then repeat the process until you get a converged values. So this is EM algorithm, like a flowchart steps. And let me discuss this simple algorithm, but it is vital. It is used in many applications. It's applicable in data clustering in machine learning, and often it is used in NLP, natural language processing, in computer vision. It is used to estimate the value of parameters in mixed model, such as Gaussian mixture model. We are using this, and it is also a psychometric for estimating item parameters, latent variables, model, etc. It is also used in medical, healthcare industry and image reconstruction, and also used in structural engineering. So what can be the advantage? Advantage of EM algorithm, very easy to implement because it has only two steps, E step and M step, right? And it's very easy to understand. Only the updation of the variables, parameter, improve the parameter values, only that is going on, right? So it is easy to implement the first two basic steps of EM algorithm, and in various machine learning problems we are applying this EM algorithm. So the rest we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you.